Good afternoon. My name is Edward Sanchin Oberholzer. I'm the resident priest and guiding teacher of the Joseph Priestley Zen Sangha here in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. We're an affiliate of Empty Moon Zen. I used to collect records of old blues guitarists, Son House, Robert Johnson, Blind Willie McTell. When I found that the theme of our Empty Moon Seishin that just concluded was being present, my mind instantly fell back to Mississippi John Hurt. And his rendition of "Here am I, O Lord, send me." Not the response of the prophet Isaiah or of all those others who heard the call of their God. No, that jaunty ragtime blues guitar of John Hurt, waking me up, grounding me, just like Ananda answering yes to the call of Mahakashapa, right here, right now. And so we hear the exchange between the second ancestor and Ananda in case 22 of the Gateless Gate, Mahakashapa's flagpole. Ananda asked Mahakashapa, "The world-honored one transmitted the robe of gold brocade to you. What else did he transmit to you?" Kashapa said, "Ananda." Ananda answered, "Yes." Kashapa said, "Knock down the flagpole at the gate." Ananda answers in that instant with no separation between call and response. Ananda, yes. Isaiah, here am I. Kashapa acknowledges this understanding with, "Knock down that flagpole at the gate." The lecture is finished. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Ananda, the Buddha's cousin, the man with the perfect memory. Too many memories, too many thoughts. How many times has that brain, has my brain, has your brain stood in the way of just being here? You know the drill. Walking down the stairs and suddenly thinking about where your next step should go and losing it completely. But perhaps I expect too much from Ananda. He was famous for attending each of the Buddha's talks, for retaining them in his memory, for reciting them later after the death of the Buddha. Thus have I heard each sutta begins with this acknowledgement that Ananda was there, was present, listening, quietly present in stillness, awaiting each word. But it's easy to say, just be here now, just be present. Aren't we all just here now? But just where is that? There's a kind of saddleback between the future and the past. This moment flowing out of the past, flowing towards the future, but neither one nor the other. Timeless. Just this moment. In an interesting take, the poet Billy Collins put his finger something like that, on something like that in the poem The Present, where he writes, "The trouble with the present is that it's always in a state of vanishing. Take the second it takes to end this sentence with a period, already gone. What about the moment that exists between banging your thumb with a hammer and realizing you're in a whole lot of pain? What about the one that occurs after you hear the punchline, but before you get the joke? Is that where the wise men want us to live? In that intervening tick, that tiny slot that occurs after you have spent hours searching downtown for that new club, and just before you give up and head back home. That moment, the eternal now between past and future, Wittgenstein, that great 20th century German philosopher, observed that if by eternity is understood not endless temporal duration, but timelessness, then he lives eternally who lives in the present. And Brad Warner, that intriguing Soto Zen priest, reminds us that you are always in the moment. You can't be more in the moment no matter what you do, because you can't ever escape being exactly here and now, except, of course, that it's so easy to think that you're somewhere else. As he writes, all you can do is fail to notice that you are already in the moment. That can be a problem. You can make a lot of mistakes by thinking you are somewhere other than right here, right now. You can make a lot of mistakes by thinking that this moment is preparation for some other moment in the future. What pulls you out of this moment is the idea that this moment ought to be good for something outside of this moment. And here's the thing about this moment. It's nothing special. There are no heroics, nothing big, nothing grand. Chopping wood with the old man Layman Pang, carrying water with his family of worthies, the mundane, the everyday, the boring. Milton tells us that they also serve who only stand and wait. What more mundane function than being the keeper of the gate? Gerard Manley Hopkins wrote in his poem in honor of Saint Adolphus Rodriguez, lay brother of the Society of Jesus. He wrote of everything that this moment is not honor flashed off exploit, so we say, but the war within, the brand we wield unseen, and the heroic breast, not outward steeled. No, this very moment finds, as he wrote, yet God that hews mountain and continent earth all out, who with trickling increment veins violets and tall trees makes more and more, could crowd career with conquest, while there went those years and years by of a world without event, that in Majorca Alfonso watched the door. Just here, just now, watching the door through days and years, doorman as saint, sitting on a cushion, though through what certainly seems like kalpas. They also serve who only sit and breathe. And in that sitting, in quiet awareness, we may ask ourselves with homeless Kodo, just what is this all good for? In order for Zazen to be good for anything, it has to be good for nothing. Kodo Sawaki said, what is Zazen good for? Good for nothing, as long as this good for nothing practice does not penetrate our bones, and we really, really practice what is good for nothing, it won't be good for anything. Practice, work, sitting. Yet sitting, being here, breathe in that summer breeze. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Hear the songs of the birds, too absorbed in their day-to-day existence to notice anything beyond the simple joy of being alive, of being here. Sit upright on that zafu. Sit here with Otis Redding. Sittin' in the morning sun. I'll be sittin' when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again, yeah. I'm sittin' on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. No, he's not wasting time. He's just here, being good for nothing. Thank you.